Well, back in the K-Wing locker room with another bunch of signings. The K-Wings roster as of today sits at 7. New bunch of players, 4 to be exact, will join the roster. And we're going to start with the defense, starting with a guy that we're really familiar with, but it's been a couple years. Joe Sova returns back to the fold, Nick, a guy that was part of the New Jersey Devils when he was here. And unfortunately, he left, not because of us, but because of the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I mean, he got an opportunity when he was here the last time to get called up, and then ultimately his NHL contract was traded that season and spent the rest of the year in the American Hockey League, and then ended up showing up against us in the conference finals against Florida. So he played his best hockey as a professional when he was a Kalamazoo Wing, and he started taking a step backwards to try and come here and reestablish himself and to gain that confidence. And I know that he's worked hard this summer to make sure that he's going to be a contributor for the hockey team.
And you look at what he's been able to bring to the table. He has some size. He has a good shot at the blue line. He's going to be able to help on both sides of the puck.
Yeah, he was one of those guys as a young player. He almost had too much poise, and you can't really teach poise. It's a tough thing. You either have it or you don't. As you gain confidence, you can be more poised. But he was a player that, on occasion needed to keep things a little more simple. But he has a big body, a big frame that's not afraid to use it, and finds a way to get pucks through all the time with a big long stick of his with that shot from the point.
Second guy on the blue line also has ties to Kalamazoo, but not as many games as Joe Sova. Brandon Martell comes from the Ohio State, is what I'm told on his bio from last year. But just 3 games played, came at the end of last year, but got a point, got a big assist against Fort Wayne. That was at the Coliseum down in Fort Wayne. But in 3 games here, he proved that he belonged.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pass first. He's a big defenseman, 6'3", kind of a shutdown guy. He should play in the penalty kill situations, and someone we felt earns another look with the way he played last year for us. And he was only here for a short stint, but came in and was positive and created some life in our locker room at the end of the year, and has been working hard himself to prepare himself for this year. And just a big frame, simple, sort of glassing out on occasion, but plays with physicality as well and knows he has to at 6'3".
The forwards that are coming here to Kalamazoo, kind of a homecoming, but not the homecoming that we're accustomed to. They're both from the state of Michigan, and for Ray Canisto, came from Sault Ste. Marie, born there, played at Northern Michigan. He'll come to the southern part of the state after playing last year in the ECHL with Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off of, many American League games. I mean, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I know he just had the short stint last year in the ECHL. The rest of the time he spent with American League experience. He's a 6'4" centerman who plays with some size and skates really well for his size as well. So, he's a player we're excited to have, and a player who, while he was in Colorado, was playing wing and really has stressed the importance of trying to play center. He feels that he's a better player there and will contribute often. So anybody who can get big size like that up the middle, we're excited for.
And he's been able to produce everywhere he's been. In the NAHL, leaving that in the prospect tournament, he was the highest rated player from the Central region. In fact, he didn't get drafted, but he did sign out of college with the Los Angeles Kings. Thus, he went to Manchester, and as you alluded to, 135 out of his 158 games spent in the A. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to try and establish some guys with the American League experience, to obviously help himself. He wants to work himself back up to that level, but he can also help the guys that are here while he is, that are trying to strive to be American League players.
Other player comes from the other side of the state, from the Shelby Township, but Anthony Miani, guy that is familiar with Wing Stadium. He played his rookie year right coming out of college from the University of Denver in the playoffs against Kalamazoo with Wheeling. He then played the following season, partly with South Carolina, but he also played with the Chicago Express, which we saw him with. Last year, he was busy winning a championship in Allen in the Central League.
Yeah, he's obviously a player who brings, championship pedigree. He's had an opportunity to do that in Allen, and as most viewers know, that my brother played there as well, so we had a sort of an inside track at him. I think he's excited about playing close to home. He's a speedy player who's got a great skill set, who can contribute on the offensive side of the puck for sure. And, we want to make sure that he comes in with that right mindset to be an all-round player, but, his strength certainly is putting the puck in the net, and something where we struggled with last year as a hockey team.
7 guys now on the roster, really 2 with no ties to Kalamazoo. We talked about the core group the last few years. It's been 10 or 12. It may not be necessarily that number this coming year. How important is it for you to get some new blood after not making the playoffs last year?
Well, I mean, obviously there's going to be tons of talk, and we're going to continue to talk about this, not making the postseason. But to be honest, that part that's gone from my mind. We're trying to move forward. We're making the right steps in the right direction. We obviously had to make some tough decisions here because we felt that we need to tweak our core. The last few years we haven't had to do that. We felt that goaltending and defense was a huge strength for us last year, so not overly concerned in that area, but we needed to create some more offense and some more buzz and some more speed up front, and we're working towards that and feel that we're doing a great job.
So far for the Kalamazoo Wings, if you're paying attention at home up front, we got a little bit of a goal scorer in Miani. We got a little bit of an antagonist that can score goals with Taylor, a guy that can create size with his grit and size with Canusto, but on the blue line, a lot to be excited about. Now you got Torque, you got Reed, and now Martel and Silva. If you had those four guys all year, maybe your best defensive line.
Well, yeah, we're excited to have these guys, and we feel we're building in the right direction to not only be a playoff team, but to be a contender, and that's our goal as an organization every year. There'll be a lot of talk about the fact that we didn't make the postseason, but that's not our goal. That's a step. We obviously need to make the postseason to win the championship, but that's just a step in the direction that we're trying to go.
Well, the K-Wings roster will continue to grow. More than likely, we'll see the next bunch of signings after Labor Day. So on behalf of the Kalamazoo Wings, have a very happy and restful Labor Day. And then the grind to the playoffs and to the regular season starts right away. K-Wing camp just a month away as soon as we get after Labor Day. For more, follow us on kwings.com. Of course, you can follow us on YouTube or right here on Facebook.